Welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside. I'm your host, Maisie Lovett. This is the space where we decode the symptoms that no one can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. Today, we're going to be talking about the hidden stress that you don't even realize that you're carrying. I will tell you this, a lot of ladies come to me and they'll say, well, I don't really feel stressed. I operate well under pressures, how typically I've always operated, the more the merrier. And a lot of times I turn back around and I say, we don't realize your body's carrying more than what you can comprehend. This is exactly why so many women tend to come to me saying, I don't know what's wrong. I just don't feel like myself. I feel off. I feel disconnected from myself, my family. I'm snappy with my kids, snappy with my partner. And a lot of times we think, oh, it's just stress. I'm just under some stress. And they think about chaos as stress. Like that's what we typically think whenever we hear the word stress, or we think overwhelm, busy schedules, ballparks on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, and cheer practice on Wednesdays and Mondays, and all those things. But the women I work with, they're functioning. They're handling everything. They're showing up. They're doing exactly everything right. And it's why these things tend to go unnoticed, because they probably do check their boxes. They're people who are like organized and structured. That's my type of people. That's me. Even I didn't realize that hidden stress and past traumas there was a different kind of stress that my body was under. It was something that long ago, pressure to perform, pressure to push through, the pressure to be perfect or do better, or all the do better, be better methods, or the have it all, do it all mentality, that became normalized. That was something that I even had to adapt to growing up. And that's where a lot of my clients are too, because it becomes something that you just feel it's normal. It's not loud, it's not obvious, but there's subtle patterns that are playing underneath. And this is where my clients tend to be the ones who are always on. They're overthinking everything. Their head hits the pillow at night and their brain is just racing thoughts, things that they need to do tomorrow, things that they should have done yesterday, things that they didn't get to complete, a text message that a friend of theirs sent them 3 years ago. They're thinking about 3 years plans, 10 years plans. Do I have enough for this? And blah, 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 blah. They feel responsible for everyone, including everyone else's emotions. Gotta make sure all the P's and Q's, they gotta be the good girl. They grew up being the good girl. They're not able to fully relax because back in the gap, if you were sitting down or if you were relaxing, that meant you were lazy. You're unproductive. Couldn't you find something to do rather than just sit down? And you're pushing through when your body is saying, slow down, slow down. It doesn't even have to be slow down, slow the pace. But this has been your normal for so long, you don't even question it. But your body does, because your nervous system is constantly saying, am I safe? Or do I need to stay alert? Do I need to be on alert for something? Is the other shoe going to drop? Is something going to blow up that I just need to be ready for? And your anxiety is taken over so much that it's preparing for everything that's going to happen. And even if the answer is slightly stay alert, your body will always shift into that protective space. And this is where symptoms start to show up, especially when it's been persistent. It's not random, it's a response. It is a trauma response. Your digestion gets affected, so blood flow moves away from digestion, meaning it slows things down. So you become bloated, you become constipated, and you start having gut issues like IBS problems. Hormones get affected. Your cortisol levels increase, which disrupts your hormone signaling from your body. So you have irregular cycles, mood swings, fatigue, heavy cycles, lots of clotting, or, maybe your cycles they're shorter. Your estrogen levels are higher. You're in estrogen dominance. You're feeling way more anxious. You can't sleep. Metabolism plays into it, where your body prioritizes survival over fat loss. So this is where a lot of ladies will come to me. Despite doing all the right things, my energy drops, I feel depleted, and the scale isn't moving. And then the final thing, your brain gets affected. You feel wired, you feel overwhelmed, you feel anxious, even when nothing big is happening in your life. And this is especially true if you're the woman who is the go-to person for everyone. You handle everything without asking for help. You take pride, or you pride yourself on being strong. How strong can I be? How much can I push through? And they don't slow down until you're forced to. So you've trained your body to operate under pressure, but now your body doesn't even know how to be in that state and how to not be in that state. And it does not know how to relax. And this is where a lot of ladies come in. It didn't start with your schedule. They'll come to me, oh, it's just my schedule. My schedule's just busy. No, this is the environment that you learned. It's the environment that you learn to find a way to stay safe in. So whether it was unpredictable growing up, walking on eggshells, you had a yelling parent or something of that nature, your body has been running that pattern ever since. So no, you're not just tired. You're not just hormonal. You're not just stressed. Your body is carrying a level of response and pressure that you've just learned to function through, but never release. So this is why I don't just look at what you're doing day to day. I look at what your body is holding on to, what's going on underneath. We're identifying and decoding the symptoms that you have. Where did your body store that hidden stress, that pressure, and actually start releasing it instead of just managing the symptoms. We're not just putting a Band-Aid on it, we're releasing it so your body feels safe to relax, safe to heal, safe to feel calmer, patient, present with your family, and more like yourself again. And this is exactly what we do and uncover inside of a hidden stress mapping diagnostic. We're looking at what your body is holding on to. How is it showing up physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And in your health, your career, your relationships every single day? What is it connected to? And when did it originate? What is the timeline, the age, the period, the whatever? And how these things started and how they're still playing out. So if you're ready to stop feeling off without the answers, then DM me Matt and let's start there. Let's talk about your symptoms and let's get you to the place of truly healing. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side.